What you saw there was one of many videos circulating on social media and the internet in general, even to this day, of NHS nurses dancing in supposedly empty hospitals throughout the UK. Now the Tories are in the shite yet again, because there's a video circulating or just been released by the mainstream media, it's everywhere, of Conservative staff members in Downing Street partying during the height of the lockdown. And the reason people have a problem with this is because the Tories, Boris Johnson, the rest of them, they laid down the law, the rules during lockdown, what you could and couldn't do. People died alone, people couldn't visit loved ones in hospital. My own sister was in hospital after having an epileptic fit. I couldn't go and see her, even though I was up there at the time. So understandably, people are rightly peeved off. But I think it's selective peeved offness. Right, okay, the Boris Johnson... But I think it's selective peeved offness, because Boris Johnson completely fucked up. He royally screwed up. Shut up, will you fuck? He screwed up because, well, none of them, or most of them, most of the Tories, didn't stick to the rules which they implemented onto everyone else. It was hypocrisy. It was disgusting. But nobody was peeved off with the NHS nurses, which I'll come on to later, and especially Leader of the Opposition, Keir Starmer and Angela Rayner. Now, these two attended a get-together at a place where they shouldn't have gone. They really did break the lockdown rules. They really did. Because even though Downing Street was a workplace, they were all there together anyway. Keir Starmer and Angela Rayner travelled from a separate location to another location, joined by people who came from other locations. So it was a classic break of lockdown rules, don't you agree? The police were stopping neighbours chatting to each other in the gardens. People were getting fined for visiting other people across the road, etc. It was just a crazy time. It was probably the nuttiest 2 years I've ever lived. And this is from someone who did a full 2-year residential tour in Ulster. And now back to the nurses. Well, I reckon we should also be angry at the NHS and these nurses who danced, because cancer patients had their scans and appointments, etc., treatments cancelled because the NHS was supposedly busy dealing with this thing, when these videos prove that they weren't. They really weren't. Shame on them. They should, I don't know. I mean, if I had a loved one who died of cancer, if it was me and I was desperate for cancer treatment and I couldn't have it because they were dealing with this nonsense, I'd be bloody unhappy. I'd be angry, and so should you. You should really be angry at them. They danced, they partied at their workplace as well, the same as the Tories. They were in their workplace in Downing Street while they partied. Well, the nurses did the same thing. There are countless videos of NHS nurses dancing, intricate dance routines which they've had time to practice in order to pull off. And they did these, they performed them, filmed them, and posted them onto social media on supposedly wards full of dead and dying people because of this thing. Wards which we weren't allowed to go to in case we spread the thing. So why on earth are the Conservatives, I'm no big fan of the Conservatives by the way, they need to be gone at the next general election, because they haven't learned, they really have not learned, and they're not on the side of the people whatsoever. But why are we so outraged over the Conservatives for doing what the nurses did and the Leader of the Opposition, Keir Starmer? Why is that? You tell me. It seems to be one rule for one and another for someone else. It's crazy, isn't it? Anyway, that's my video. Please let me know what you think in the comments. And also happy Father's Day to those dedicated fathers and those who are not with the kids, not through choice, but because of vindictive mothers. Inverted brackets. Make of that what you will. Alright, have a good day. Take care of yourselves, and Roger Trout.